The Clippers have made some moves over this offseason, and some of these moves would have been absolutely crazy if it was still 2017. Like picking up Brad Beal, or picking up Christopher Paul, even Brook Lopez. Don't get me wrong though, I think these are still some good moves for the team. I like the Beal on a cheap contract and give you some buckets off the bench. Brook Lopez always kind of, you know, throws up some bullshit threes and makes them every now and then. And then Chris Paul, just a good vet, just finishes his career out as a Clipper in LA. So while this roster is looking like this, there was a time when it used to look like this right here. So today we're putting every player on this Clippers roster back in their prime and seeing if this team could dominate the NBA. We got Brad Beal back in the 90s, Chris Paul back in the 90s, Harden and Kawhi, some of the best players in the league at 98s. We even got Brook Lopez back at a higher overall, Nicholas Batum, who is a sneaky part of this squad, back in his prime. And yeah, that's about it. And Kawhi and Harden aren't even really out of their primes, but they're really not at their peak still. So they're kind of just back at their peaks back when Harden was dropping 50 balls every night in Houston.
He's averaging 40!
We got Chris Paul at the 1, James Harden at the 2, Bradley Beal at the 3, Kawhi Leonard at the 4, and Zubac at the 5. This is going to be a tough team to beat. Before we do get into it though, we are on the road to 12K subs, so if you are new around here or just watch the videos and are not subbed, if you could smack that sub button, it would mean a lot. Also, drop a like on this video. This is the second video of 2K26. Let's set this like goal at 94 likes. And the 2026 MVP, Houston James Harden. 26, 5, and 10 for James. Led the Clippers to the 1 seed. No other Clipper made the All-NBA first team, or second team, or even third team. So it really looks like Harden was kind of carrying the load a little bit this season. Did Kawhi make a defensive team? Kawhi did make the All-NBA defensive second team. Put up 23 a game with 2 steals and 0.8 blocks. We got the Rockets in the first round. James Harden's former team, Kevin Durant, is on the squad, and he has to play against a blast from the past with this prime lineup going out there against his new Houston Rockets. Kind of bad luck for KD, you know, thinking he has a chance to win a championship this year, and then the Clippers find a time machine and we get all the players back in their prime on their roster, and we 4-0 sweep Houston. KD dropped 30, but Beal went for 25, Harden 20 and 17, Kawhi 20, Zubac 18 and 14, and Chris Paul 16. And now we got Minnesota in the second round, where this series is not as easy. 2-2 series. Anthony Edwards coming off a 41-point game. T-Wolves beat us by 12. Our leading scorer was Beal with 24. And now we are going to game 5, which is in LA, trying to take a 3-2 lead, and it's looking pretty good right now. We go up 3-2. Harden drops 37, 12, and 6. Kawhi 31 with 3 steals. Zubac 14 and 11. Beal 13. Chris Paul 10 points, 7 boards, 16 assists on only 3 shots. That is an efficient game. Let's see if we can close these guys out. It is a 2-point game, 1:24 left. Trying to close the T-Wolves out. I already know we're jumping in. T-Wolves ball reloading, but Kawhi gets the pick.
Forward, it'll be McDaniels and
finishes with the lay. I gotta turn off these announcers because they're loud as shit. All right, that is better. We don't have Richard Jefferson and Kevin Harlan breathing down our eardrums anymore. Nas Reed, though, wide open for 3. Smoked it. Batum with the ball. Fourth quarter, yelling Wada. We got Beal trying to work on a double team, though. Batum from the corner. And the Timberwolves stadium is flashing blue and yellow, or blue and green. I don't know why I just flashed blue and green. Maybe just for a clutch bucket. And going to the thing. I'm not gonna lie, those flashing lights in the crowd just messed me up. I just lost my train of thought, but Julius Randle with the bucket. We're down to 31 seconds. I don't know why James Harden isn't on the floor. He must be fouled out, but we're gonna have to rely on Brad Beal or Kawhi to go get this bucket. It looks like they're gonna try for Beal. Never mind. Looks like Kawhi's gonna try to get it. Ant is clamping him up, though. Oh my goodness, he is clamping him up. Batum from the corner again, 2 for $1. Looks like we're going to game 7. It's a nice little new camera angle from 2K. Dante missed one. That's all we needed, was for him to miss one. Harden did not foul out either. He is back in the game. So we have one of the better 3-point shooters of this generation. Down 3 with 10 seconds. And I mean, we just have one of the most clutch players of this generation too, in Kawhi. So let's see who takes this shot. It looks like it's going to be Chris Paul from the corner. Why is Chris Paul shooting? Oh my God. We have Kawhi or Harden and C. I call him by Chris Paul now. Instagram Reels ruined his nickname. But yeah, Chris Paul just sold the game. Why does he think he could shoot that? Unless Jaden misses both, but it looked like it was gonna miss for a second, but it did go in. I don't know what that zoom in was. Jaden makes both though. We're going to game 7. Ant drops 45 on us. Kawhi with 36, Harden 19 and 11, Collins 19, Beal 13, Chris Paul 10 and 11. And Batum was 3 for 3 before those 2 threes, and then missed those last 2 biggest shots of the game. Still had a good game though. 9 points, 8 boards, 5 assists. Can't really complain. Just gotta hit your shots in the clutch, bro. This one was close for a while, but we just ran away with it. 14-point W. Chris Paul with 23 points, 18 assists, and 4 steals. Brad 23, Kawhi 21, and Harden 19. And we're going to play OKC. Now, I'm not gonna lie, OKC has just as high rate overall as players as us, basically. Harden's playing up to a 99 because I moved him to the 2 guard, and then his overall just boosted. But we basically have Shea and Harden 99s. J-Dub and Brad Beal are kind of comparable with the 91. I mean, we definitely have a better lineup, but Shea's the cover athlete, so they're gonna glaze him. So let's see how this goes. We take game 1. I did not mean to hit simulate round, but we take game 2. Thunder take game 3. Are we going to go up 3-1 or are the Thunder making this an interesting series? Looks like we're going to the finals. Unless we blow a 3-1 lead. But I don't see us blowing a 3-1 lead. We are not. James Harden, West Finals MVP with 35 and 10 throughout the playoffs. Insane numbers. And then Cat won the East Finals MVP, 22 and 15. So Knicks Clippers NBA Finals, I'm not gonna lie, I think the Clippers should smoke them. I think our only competition is out west with Spurs, Mavs, Rockets. There's some good teams out there, the Thunder, T-Wolves, but I just don't see any team in the East really beating us. I mean, maybe if the Celtics were healthy, but Clippers 4-0 them, and James Harden is the Finals MVP. We knew this team was gonna win a ring eventually. I think the main goal that we gotta go for is probably a three-peat. That kind of proves complete dominance, and we had some scares in the playoffs, so it definitely wasn't just like completely overpowered. The Mavs are going to get better with Cooper Flag. They're basically going to have a super team. Thunder basically have a super team. T-Wolves with Ant are just really good, and then the Spurs are going to have a super team once their guys develop. So we have some comp in the next 2 years in the West, but we're going to try for this three-peat. James Harden, another MVP award, back-to-back MVPs, almost 30 points a game and 11 assists. That will usually get you an MVP award. Right back in the playoffs when we got the Rockets again. Now, you might notice something different about our starting lineup. Chris Paul is not our starting point guard anymore. I lowered his age, so he was kind of in that prime age and wouldn't retire, but he still ended up retiring at like 28 years old or whatever we had him. So, I don't know. I didn't even realize it until we got to the next season, so it's too late. Shake Milton's got to do his best Chris Paul impression, I guess. Sorry, though. It makes the three-peat a little harder, to be honest. We are up 3-0 on the Rockets, though, and we do end up 4-1 in them. So Rockets weren't able to hang a game. Kawhi 37 and 10, Harden 34-7 and 14, and Beal 33 and 5. Over 100 points from the big three. That is insane. And now we got Phoenix in the next round. I mean, if they didn't make any improvements, this is basically a bye week or a bye series. They got Kuminga, the center from Duke, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green. I mean, it's shooting guard university over here, like I said. The point guard, shooting guard, and small forward are all shooting guards. This should be the easiest series we play all playoffs, I would think. Yeah, 4-1. I don't know how that team beat Wemby. 28 and 10 for Kawhi, 23 and 12 for Beal, and 17, 5 and 8 for James Fear the Beard Harden in the closeout game. Devin Booker at 25, but I mean, Devin Booker can only do so much. And now we got Minnesota again, who took us 7 last year. They gave us our best series last year, and I don't think a team in the Eastern Conference Finals is going to give this team too much of a fight. So let's see if Minnesota can do it to us this year. It is 2-0 Minnesota. Let me edit this rotation real quick. And those were both in LA too, so we're back on the road now, down 2-0, trying to bring this series back, and we are about to be down 3-0. Wow, I did not expect to go down 3-0 to Minnesota. Randall just dropped almost 40 on us. Julius Randle's dropping 40 on us in the Big 25, or it's the Big 26 now. Big 27, actually. I think it's the 2027 playoffs, because it's the 26-27 season. Ant had 31, 4 and 8 with 4 steals on us. I mean, that's expected. I feel like we should still be at least a 2-2 series. 3-0 is insane. And we're right back in Minnesota looking to get swept. We better not get swept with this team. That is embarrassing to go out getting swept with Prime, Harden, Kawhi, and Beal on the same team. At least we're not getting swept. Game 5 time. Let's see if we can come back from 3-0. I mean, it's possible, but it is very tough. I don't think any teams ever came back from 3-0. But it looks like we're getting one game closer. 31, 9, and 13 for Harden, our leading scorer. 27 and 4 steals for Kawhi. Ant went for 31. Not enough. We still win by 11. And now we got game 6. And game 6 was close. I thought we were going to hop in, but the Clippers just went on a run, and we're forcing a game 7. Beal with 41 in game 6. Kawhi 21, Collins 21, Harden 19, 10, and 15. And we're going to game 7. Don't tell me we just did all of this, coming back down from 3-0, just wasting playing fuel like we're Taylor Swift. Back-to-back city to city just to lose. This is meant to be. We got to make history right here. We do make history. NBA history. First team to come back from 3-0. James Harden and Paolo are the finals MVPs. And we got a Clippers Magic championship. This should be ring 2 of the three-peat, honestly. Unless Desmond Bane starts playing like how they actually valued him in the trade market. Magic traded for Desmond Bane like he was a top 5 player in the league, but the Clippers 4-0 the Magic. I mean, that was just too easy. Russell Westbrook asking for a farewell tour to start this season. Definitely gotta let Russ take the farewell tour. It's crazy to just see some of these guys like Russ, KD, Curry, Chris Paul getting closer and closer to that retirement age. Really an end of an era. James Harden just did the MVP three-peat. Now we gotta complete the mission with the three-peat and championships. Prime, Beal, Kawhi, and Harden might just be too OP. We got the 1 seed again against the Lakers. Let's see who the Lakers have picked up. Luka, Bill Cosby, Dalton Connect, Giannis, and Harvestine. We gotta play Giannis and Luka teamed up as an 8th seed? That does not even seem fair. I mean, our team's still overpowered, but them as an 8th seed is crazy. The fact that we're doing this to them is crazy. Never mind, they're coming back 3-2. We do take the series though, 4-2. And we got Houston in the next round. We all know how we've been with Houston. I'm just gonna hit simulate round, and we're going to the Western Conference Finals. Now, this is the team that worried me a little bit too, because I did turn off salary cap this offseason. 1, so I could keep the Clippers together, and 2, to kind of make the league a little more fair so teams could start maybe forming some super teams to try and take the Clippers down, because I mean, this team is pretty nasty. And the Mavs did that. They went out and got Jokic. They have a 95 Cooper Flag. They have 86 AD and 89 Kyrie. That is a very good Maverick squad. It is a 2-2 series. I mean, we expected this series to be a battle. Jokic had 23, 13, and 5 for him last game in the dub. Harden had 31, 6, and 11 for us in the loss. And now we got game 5, 2-2 series. It's a huge game. 2-point game, 39 seconds left. The Clippers court kind of looks beautiful in 2K26. I'm not even gonna lie. These graphics this year kind of give me more like 2K21, 22 next gen vibes, which I like a lot more than what they've been the past 2 years in 24, 25. The graphics have been kind of terrible to me the past 2 years. Obviously not terrible. They've still been like really nice, but just the game used to look better in 21, 22 next gen. But we got the rock. Harden trying to ice it. Kawhi to ice it from the corner. Misses. Jokic snags the board, and they got a chance to either take the lead or tie it. Max Christie is guarding, or that's Cam Christie. I was guarding Kyrie. Kyrie dishes for the dub. Kyrie had a layup to send it to OT, but dished it to the corner for the W. And he might be paying for that if John Collins could hit these. 4-point lead, 1.6 seconds left. That should be our win unless some absolutely crazy stuff happens. But now we get the dub, 112, 110. Kawhi 24, Zubac 21, Harden 19, 7, and 15. Beal with 17 as well. Gives us a 3-2 series lead. Let's see if we can close this out in Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, if you do know someone that lives in Dallas or is a Dallas sports fan, make sure you're checking up on them like every couple hours for the next couple days, man. It's been a rough couple months for them, losing Micah and Luka, and they just get bounced by the Clippers in 6 games. They can't even get the dub in the virtual simulation with Jokic on the squad. Harden dropped 41, 15, and 17 in the game 7. Holy shit. Houston, James Harden is in the building. We got the Celtics in the finals. Did they make any crazy offseason moves? Not really, but they do still have Tatum and Brown. And it's just a good team all around. So I don't want to say we could take them light, but I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of liking our chances for this little three-peat right here. We do get the three-peat. The Eastern Conference has been no competition whatsoever. And your 2029 MVP, Luka Doncic. Harden does not four-peat his MVP. Someone else came and took it finally. James Harden's my favorite player this generation. Even I was getting a little bit tired of seeing him win it every season. So I'm kind of glad Luka came and took it. I decided to run it back one more year, try for the four-peat, because I mean, four-peats are just kind of unheard of. So, you know, we're just trying to do some unheard of stuff. No diddy. And the Clippers struggled a little bit more this year. Kawhi and Harden and Beal are starting to come down a little bit in overall. They're still pretty high overalls, but we are the 3 seed. So it might be a little tougher this year to get to the finals. We make easy work of Memphis, but now we got OKC, who is the 2 seed. Let's see if they took advantage of this no salary cap. They have. They got Donovan Mitchell and they got Thomas Sober as their center, and it looks like the D-Mitch pickup might be working. Down 2-1. Are we going down 3-1, or are we making this an interesting series? We are going down 3-1. I mean, we did come back from 3-0, so it's definitely not impossible to come back from 3-1 with this squad. We're making it a 3-2 series. We just beat the shit out of them, 144-106. Harden had 38 and 13. Scottie Pippen Jr. was our second leading scorer with 24. Kawhi had 17. Batum at 5. Beal had 11. Like I said, you know, the guys are starting to come down a little bit. They aren't really as much in their prime anymore as they're ready to start the video off. And OKC is going to end the dream of the 4-peat. We get bounced 4-2. Harden had 32. Chet had 29. Mitchell 28. Shea 18 and 13. But they get 4-0'd by Dallas. I mean, Jokic and Cooper Flag are both 99s now. And they also picked up Zion Williamson. So they really took advantage of that no salary cap. They just said, we're tired of the Clippers. Someone else is going to win it. They picked up Embiid, Jokic, Cooper Flag, Zion, Kyrie. Anthony Davis isn't on the team anymore, but I mean, that is an insane lineup. We weren't beating them anyway if we met them in the Western Conference Finals, I don't think. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you guys did enjoy the video and stay to the end, make sure to drop a like, hit that sub button if you're new. Road to 12K subs, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.